What's up, y'all? This is Alex from the Rim Review. The Rim Review is a page that offers in-depth player analysis and gives nuance to the way you watch basketball. In today's episode, we're going to have a continuation of our Basketball 101 series, where we are now going to break down a variety of different new offensive actions you need to add to your playbook. Now let's start off with the first action, which is known as a to-it. Pretty much what this action is it is when you come up to set a screen for this guy. Oftentimes you're going to slip that screen and now come down here to set a screen, and we'll see it right here. And here's why this is going to work. As you see right here, what's good about this is this clears an empty side where there's a screen. But as this man is coming up, when you're about to set this screen, he's preparing to help and hedge. So he's thinking he might have to come back here. So when you turn inside, you now have inside leverage, and most teams don't want to switch if this is your 5 setting a screen here. And so they're going to tell this guy to try to fight through this screen, which he's unable to do. And now, because they didn't switch, you're in a situation where now it's a 2-on-1 with this guy and this guy. And for fun, let's just have this low man focus on the ball and throw a cutter here. So that's a to-it action. It's really successful and really beneficial. Let's watch another one. So Evan Mobley is going to slip this screen and set it. And Paulo is trying to see if Franz can fight through it, but he's unable to, and so it ends up being a switch. And Paulo has to step up, as you see right here. And when you step up, it's an automatic lob. Great play. Right here, we're now going to talk about an elevator screen, which is a great way to get a 3. As we see right here, we're going to have 2 screeners right here, and think about it like they're literally closing the door on an elevator, with them both taking a step in, and Tyler Hero's able to squeeze through, and now he has a wide open 3. Elevators are a really great way to get your shooter the ball in space, and it's really hard to fight through. And one thing that a team can do is, if a team is really preparing for an elevator, you can slip it and have Tyler Hero actually set a back pick for maybe Bam or Duncan Robinson. So that's another read you have out of the elevator. But it's a really great action, and it works right here. Now, right here, another thing, and this is simply something that you should add to a lot of your plays. A lot of people call this an exit screen or like an away screen, anything like this. But all that this screen does is it occupies the help side right here. So right here, it's run for a specific action where Saddiq Bey is going to exit the paint and come out to the corner. But let's say Saddiq Bey were to come this way and Jaden Ivey were to come in and set an exit screen. This would then occupy these defenders right here, which can allow for there to be less help if Cade were to want to drive. But instead, right here, we're just going to come off the exit screen and be ready, looking for the ball. And now we get the ball, make the extra pass, and it's just too easy. Now right here, this is known by many teams as an Iverson cut or a Durant cut. They call it different things. But it's really when you're going to have the ball handler, or not the ball handler, sorry, just a guard typically, come off of 2 screens at each of the elbows. So it starts off and you might initially think it's horns, but a lot of times it's an Iverson series. And you come off these screens. And what makes it really good is most teams aren't going to switch this, especially when you have your 5 setting the second screen, because even if you switch this with Harrison Barnes, he's still going to be behind Seth Curry, and you're not going to want to switch it with the 5. And so you're running through, and now Curry gets the ball with momentum going downhill. Right here, he's in a position, because his man is behind him, where he can attack and go downhill. But if he didn't want to, he could twist it and then have Embiid set a screen for him. But right here, he gets to a mid-range, and it's an open look. Right here, we're going to see another loop action or Iverson screen. And Jeremy Roach of Duke gets in, and it's an easy layup. Now right here, we're going to talk about splits. So in splits, you have low and high splits. So right here, a low split is when you have two guys come together right here. And so you can do a couple of things. You can flow into a zoom, you can cut opposite directions, you can twirl it and set a screen the other way. You can do a lot. Right here, they're gonna go opposite directions, split, and it's an open layup. They miss it, but it's a great play. And the split is really good because it forces the defense to talk, communicate, and handle any potential switches. So that's a low split because it occurred low. Right here, we're going to see a high split because it's going to occur higher on the elbow. And the split occurs, and now Klay Thompson gets a nice easy finish. Now this action is known as a UCLA cut. Ironically, it happened against UCLA. But a UCLA action is any time that there's an up screen that occurs on the strong side for a guard. And a lot of times teams will run it, and you're gonna then follow it up with flowing into an empty ball screen, and then you throw in a pin-in action right here, and you're wide open with a great three-point opportunity. Let's watch this at full speed. Once again, UCLA screens are strong side, which is the side with the ball. And it works out right here for a great look. On this play, it's basically the same thing as a UCLA screen. However, it's being ran for a big rather than a guard. So a lot of NBA teams will just call this either an up screen or something like a wedge. And so we're going to see this wedge set right here for Rudy Gobert. And it once again occurs on the strong side. And because it's occurring on the strong side, it's a really great setup for post opportunities. And right here, it's an easy dunk. Right here, we're going to see another wedge action where they're going to set this screen, and Kyle Filipowski is going to get into the post, and it's an easy basket. Now, right here, this is known by a lot of different things, but a really popular and common name is actually called a blind pig. It's kind of a funny name. I don't know why it's called that, but a lot of teams call it that. And what this action is it's when you throw the ball to Clint Capella right here, and it's followed up with Trae Young running into the ball. And so it's really good because it's a great way to flow into this DHO, and Young gets the ball going downhill with momentum for an easy floater. We're going to see the same action here, where once again, now we're going to make a pass into a handoff, and it's a nice, pretty layup. Now this play, a lot of people will call this something like a chase, or this could be when it's in the corner, known as a grenade. But when you throw the ball to someone in any area, in the corner it's known as a grenade, but then you immediately follow them to get the ball back. It's a great way to get open shots, and as we see right here, it's a pretty way to get it set up for your shooters. Great action and a pretty three. Overall, these are a variety of different basketball actions that are going to improve the way you play. When you're playing basketball, it's always important to move with a purpose and not just cut aimlessly. When you move off the ball and you try to do one of these things, you're going to be in a much better situation to win and help your team. If you like this video and like to learn more about different basketball actions, let me know in the comment section below. And I'll be back next week with another video of the Rim Review.